Welcome to our Hong Kong brief. I'm your host, Jenny. Today, we're diving into some dazzling news. First up, De Beers has launched the second chapter of its spectacular haute joaillerie collection, Forces of Nature, inspired by majestic African animals. These 58 unique jewels showcase the beauty and strength of lions, elephants, and zebras, and even support wildlife conservation efforts. Talk about jewelry with a purpose. Next, Cartier has unveiled its latest Santos de Cartier Petit Modèle watch, an elegant nod to its pioneering roots in 1904. This compact, stylish piece features a sunray dial, contrasting blue accents, and a high-autonomy quartz movement. It's a perfect blend of history and modern innovation, perfect for any adventure-loving fashionista. Finally, in a more serious tone, books about the Tiananmen Square crackdown are becoming increasingly scarce in Hong Kong. Due to strict national security laws and censorship, public and university libraries are limiting access, and independent bookstores mainly stock older or Taiwan-published works. This has led to concerns about the fading collective memory of this pivotal event. Please continue to watch for the full story. According to South China Morning Post, De Beers Jewelers has launched the second chapter of its Forces of Nature haute joaillerie collection, featuring 58 unique pieces inspired by majestic animals native to southern Africa. This collection celebrates the power and beauty of creatures like lions, elephants, giraffes, and leopards, each embodying qualities such as fortitude, magnetism, tenderness, and stability. The jewelry artfully combines rough and polished diamonds in a dazzling array of shapes and colors, with many pieces offering transformability through detachable elements. For example, the protection set, inspired by the noble lion, includes a dramatic necklace centered on a 5.40-carat yellow diamond, surrounded by paved diamonds and gold beads, with a detachable tassel that can be worn separately. The tenderness set pays homage to elephants with a stunning 7.02-carat pear-shaped diamond necklace, symbolizing eternal love, and a crown ring featuring a 3.20-carat heart-shaped diamond. Each piece vividly captures the symbolic traits of the animals, from the buffalo's stability to the zebra's individuality, emphasizing De Beers' craftsmanship and its commitment to wildlife conservation in Africa. As reported by South China Morning Post, Cartier's new Santos de Cartier Petit Modèle watch revives a legendary design rooted in pioneering aviation history. Originating in 1904 when Louis Cartier created the first wristwatch for aviator Alberto Santos Dumont, this square-shaped timepiece broke away from traditional round pocket watches, featuring a bold bezel secured by visible screws and a mechanical aesthetic that set new standards in watchmaking. The model's iconic design evolved over the decades, embracing sportiness with the 1978 debut of the Santos de Cartier line, which introduced an integrated bracelet and a steel version, reflecting a modern attitude towards luxury. The latest iteration, the Santos de Cartier Petit Modèle, measures a compact 27 mm by 34.5 mm, echoing the original's proportions, and is equipped with a high-autonomy quartz movement. It features a sleek sunray dial with blue accents on the hands and crown, available in steel, yellow gold, or a combination, with an optional alligator or calfskin strap. This refined yet adventurous watch encapsulates over a century of innovation, blending historical significance with contemporary elegance, inviting wearers to reach for the sky just like the pioneering pilots who inspired its creation. From the South China Morning Post, the story vividly illustrates how the shadow of censorship looms over Hong Kong's collective memory of the Tiananmen Square massacre. As the anniversary approaches, independent bookstores and libraries face an atmosphere of pervasive self-censorship, driven by the ambiguous boundaries of the national security laws. Many titles recounting the events of June 4 are no longer available, with police even monitoring customers in some shops, reflecting a chilling climate of fear. The once vibrant public commemoration, including the iconic candlelight vigil in Victoria Park, has been effectively silenced, transforming remembrance into a private act. Scholars warn that this erosion of accessible history risks severing the link between generations, as the city's younger residents grow increasingly detached from the event's significance. Meanwhile, Taiwan and overseas Hong Kong communities serve as vital hubs for preserving and sharing these stories, with recent digital archives and international donations helping to keep the memory alive outside mainland China's reach. Meanwhile, the South China Morning Post reports that UBS Group remains bullish on Chinese stocks, buoyed by recent easing of U.S.-China trade tensions, potential Beijing stimulus measures, and attractive valuations. Neil Hosey, UBS's global head of execution services, highlights that Chinese markets are poised for further growth, especially with the recent tariff pause and the promising IPO scene in Hong Kong, which has raised over $10 billion this year. Investors are increasingly shifting their focus from overvalued U.S. equities to China and Hong Kong, driven by the belief that better valuation opportunities and government support could spark a sustained rally. The rising interest from international investors, coupled with a strong IPO pipeline and talent inflow into Hong Kong, signals a renewed confidence in the region's economic prospects. As Hosey notes, the stage is set for more capital to flow into China's markets, with the recent stabilization and positive sentiment fostering a more measured, long-term investment approach. The South China Morning Post highlights Peter Diamandis's optimistic vision for the future of technological innovation amid the geopolitical tensions between the U.S. and China. Despite recent U.S. policies that restrict scientific collaboration, Diamandis emphasizes the shared foundation of human biology, math, and physics that transcend borders, advocating for a global approach to breakthroughs in AI and biotech. He believes that while AI development has been marked by fierce competition, biotech advancements could foster more positive cooperation, particularly in extending human health span, which benefits the entire world. His enthusiasm for AI is tempered by caution, as he envisions creating digital versions of himself to participate in virtual conferences and reflects on the importance of positive narratives inspired by space exploration and utopian visions like Star Trek, even as he admits that human folly could pose significant hurdles in the coming years. The South China Morning Post also reports on the expanding cross-border financial collaborations between Hong Kong and Saudi Arabia, driven by mutual interest in thematic ETFs focused on AI and biotech. Saudi Arabia's stock exchange aims to list Hong Kong-based companies via ETFs or depository receipts, opening new avenues for international investment and fostering closer ties between the two markets. This initiative aligns with Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030, which seeks to diversify its economy beyond oil by promoting sectors such as healthcare and digital infrastructure. The recent surge of Hong Kong's IPO market, fueled by AI-driven startups and increased investor activity, underscores the city's rising prominence as a global financial hub and a magnet for international capital, with both markets working to deepen their cooperation and capitalize on the booming tech sector. The South China Morning Post's Your Perfect Week segment showcases a vibrant array of cultural and culinary activities in Hong Kong, blending tradition with modern innovation. Visitors can indulge in contemporary Korean cuisine at a pop-up restaurant in Wan Chai, experience a nostalgic Ding Ding Chi Pao tour aboard restored vintage trams, or explore cutting-edge Asian art at Vilpon Gallery, where works reflecting displacement and migration are displayed. For a taste of local flavors, there's a new speakeasy menu inspired by Hong Kong's daily life, featuring creatively crafted drinks like Dark Moon and Gold Night. These experiences exemplify Hong Kong's dynamic spirit, its rich cultural tapestry, innovative gastronomy, and thriving art scene, offering a compelling glimpse into the city's ongoing evolution as a global cultural hub. The South China Morning Post reports that Hong Kong is grappling with a surge in cyber threats, receiving over 440,000 pieces of intelligence on cyber attacks in 2024. A recent government review revealed that 5% of critical infrastructure assets are vulnerable, with some systems exposed to system loopholes that could cause severe disruptions if exploited. the police identified major threats such as phishing, malware, and botnets, with hacking incidents rising sharply. First 3 months of 2024 saw a 65% increase in cases compared to the previous year, resulting in significant financial losses. Hong Kong's new cybersecurity law mandates regular system checks for key sectors like finance, healthcare, and transport, and firms are now under pressure to fix vulnerabilities swiftly. Despite these measures, the persistent rise in hacking incidents underscores the growing sophistication of cybercriminals, emphasizing the importance of vigilant monitoring and rapid response to protect vital services and residents' data. Nikkei Asia highlights Shine's strategic efforts to bolster its presence in Europe amid mounting regulatory and market challenges. The Singapore-headquartered Chinese retailer has launched an aggressive public relations campaign, emphasizing slogans like "Fashion is a right, not a privilege," to appeal to European consumers. Despite this, Shine faces fierce criticism from environmental groups, charity organizations, and local competitors who accuse it of greenwashing and predatory tactics in a saturated market where overproduction strains local brands. The company's use of algorithms and social media for rapid trend adaptation distinguishes it from Western rivals, yet its low-cost, on-demand manufacturing model is under scrutiny for producing excess unsold inventory. As regulatory pressures mount, such as proposed EU taxes and restrictions on fast fashion, Shine is re-evaluating its plans, including considering a Hong Kong listing instead of London. In France, its substantial sales and digital marketing investments contrast with skepticism about its sustainability claims, revealing a complex landscape where consumer awareness about environmental impact is growing, especially among Gen Z shoppers who favor second-hand and sustainable options. The South China Morning Post also reports on the rising influx of wealthy investors from mainland China and Southeast Asia into Hong Kong's financial ecosystem. Citibank's latest data show a 13% increase in high-net-worth clients in its international personal banking division during the first quarter of 2024, with assets under management rising by 16%. The majority of these clients are from mainland China, particularly the Greater Bay Area, seeking diversified, stable investments amid global market volatility. The bank notes a strong preference for conservative, income-generating products like structured bonds and balanced funds, with many clients considering longer-term assets denominated in US dollars. Meanwhile, Hong Kong's new residency scheme, CIES, is attracting entrepreneurs and investors who aim to leverage the city's financial infrastructure for migration and wealth preservation, with over 16 billion Hong Kong dollars invested through the program so far. As Hong Kong positions itself as a premier wealth hub, Citibank plans to expand its local team, catering to an increasing demand for cross-border investment solutions amid geopolitical shifts and evolving regulatory frameworks. The South China Morning Post vividly reports on the challenges faced by Hong Kong's retail property giant, Link Asset Management, amid a retail slump fueled by declining tourist numbers and shifting consumer habits. Despite the downturn, the company's assets in Singapore and Australia are outperforming expectations, with occupancy rates soaring to 97.8% in Hong Kong and nearly perfect in Australia and Singapore. However, the company is bracing for ongoing rent negotiations, with a reported negative reversion rate of 2.2% in Hong Kong, as tenants seek lower rents to stay afloat. The company's strategy emphasizes maintaining high occupancy, even if it means accepting short-term rent reductions, and it remains cautious about investing in Hong Kong's distressed market, despite recognizing potential opportunities for acquisitions. As the city's retail rents have plummeted by nearly half since 2019, the company is optimistic about diversifying its portfolio across markets like Japan and the UK, aiming to improve earnings quality and reduce dependence on any single region. The South China Morning Post also vividly details a groundbreaking diplomatic shift by Germany's new Chancellor Friedrich Merz, who boldly reaches out to China's President Xi Jinping with a strategic proposal to leverage China's influence to help end Russia's war in Ukraine. Unlike previous German administrations that criticized China's human rights record, Merz's approach is pragmatic and interest-driven, emphasizing cooperation on global stability, climate, and trade. This marks a significant departure from the moralistic stance of Chancellor Olaf Scholz and his Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock, who labeled Xi a dictator and insisted on moral conditions for engagement. Merz's move reflects a broader recalibration in Europe's security policy, driven by a waning faith in American reliability and the need to find new strategic partners. With Germany bolstering its military capabilities and seeking to wield influence over Russia through China, this diplomatic gambit underscores Europe's shift toward strategic realism, prioritizing outcomes over principles in an increasingly uncertain geopolitical landscape. South China Morning Post also highlights the charming story of Alexandra Daddario's family, revealing her brother Matthew Daddario's rise in Hollywood. Born in New York to lawyer parents, Matthew has carved out his own niche with notable roles such as Alec Lightwood in Shadowhunters and recent appearances in comedy films like The Italians. Known for his good looks and acting talent, Matthew candidly shares his journey from childhood adventure skateboarding around New York to pursuing acting after studying business at Indiana University. Now happily married with 2 children, he enjoys hobbies like gardening, making ice cream, and dreaming of being a doctor or writer if acting hadn't worked out. His story adds a human touch to the celebrity narrative, illustrating the blend of talent, perseverance, and family support that has propelled him into the entertainment spotlight alongside his acclaimed sister. The Australian Broadcasting Corporation highlights how migrant parents often misinterpret their children's behavioral issues, mistaking signs of neurodevelopmental or mental health conditions like ADHD or depression as mere naughtiness or cultural adaptation struggles. For instance, Mrs. Xu, who moved from Hong Kong to Australia, was shocked to learn her daughter had ADHD after initially attributing her behavior to adaptation difficulties. Experts note that language barriers and cultural stigma around mental health exacerbate these misunderstandings, making it harder for migrant children to express their feelings and for parents to recognize symptoms. The lack of culturally sensitive mental health education and support further compounds the problem, with many children not receiving professional help. Community-based initiatives and open conversations, like those led by migrant parents such as Reshma Manandhar and Kin Chan, are crucial in normalizing mental health discussions and fostering understanding. Resources like those developed by AIMS Australia aim to bridge language gaps and educate migrant communities about mental health signs, emphasizing that seeking help should be normalized and free of shame. Ultimately, the article underscores the importance of culturally responsive mental health practices and community engagement to better support migrant children and their families in navigating mental health challenges. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Empty smiles, their words misleading. Power games in darkened rooms. Spin their lies to seal our doom. Oh, 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 oh. streets. Played the